This is definitely impromptu sort of thing. All right, I'm going to try and get a little bit closer to the microphone because I still don't know how to drive this bus. I'm working on it though. Lots going on. Just kind of pushed the button, almost went live, and about an hour ago, do I need to go live? And I get this push to go live, and then when I ask the question, it's no. So then do a few things. I come back, I sit down. Do I need to go live? I really feel this push to go live. So when I ask the question, I say no. I hear this no, resounding no. It's okay. You're right. So they're like stamping their feet. They want me to hear. No. All right. So I get it. So I'm not going to do this live. I am going to post this later. For me in the Midwest United States, it is 5:24 p.m. on January 24, 2025. Really doesn't matter whenever you receive this, whatever reading I'm going to end up doing is going to be when you're meant to see it. Oh my gosh, so much has happened. So much has happened. And that's kind of what I feel like, right? Just kind of sucking everybody's stuff in. Because it feels like there's a lot of tension that we don't even realize that we have. One of the things might, okay, not one of the things, one of the reasons why this might be relevant to someone is that timing is different for everyone. And I'm asking what else, because I know there was something else, and I'm being asked to really just kind of segue into the reading, my reading tables, like over that way. Hopefully my setup will get a little bit better in the next few weeks. Oh. Okay, thank you. I recently found out, I'm supposed to say before we cut to the reading, and because there's a lot of stuff that's been happening on a political field that I've never really thought that I would have in thrust into my life. I've always hated politics, but I see the relevancy of it. Before I tell you what I'm asked to tell you, yeah, I mean, being asked to kind of clarify this as well, that the whole premise of what we are going through is spiritual. It's not political. It's not any of the other labels that you can put on it. It is spiritual that we're being asked to highlight. When you tap into that essence of spirituality, whatever that means to you, because that's the starting point. Once you pull that in, you're going to be able to push out. So draw it in first, just like with that's what you're drawing in, right? You hold it there for a second and you push it out. You see what's gonna manifest. You're able to see what you've just basically pushed out there. I'm asking for clarification, but I'm being told that I don't need to have any because it's for whoever needs to hear this. I don't know how else to say it. Anyway, all right. One of the revelations that came through in the last, I would say last 30 days, was that one of my children, the eldest, is more clairvoyant than he realizes. It sounds like right now he's very much connected to the animal spirit realm because it's a very different energy. Okay, very, very different in many different ways, whatever that means. I mean, some of you might grasp that. That's not something I have a grip on at this point. Oh. So, having said that, with all the shenanigans that's been going on, uh, I we're all, I feel like those of us who are really trying to make sense of what's going on are feeling a bit stretched. So if you're feeling a bit stretched, because I do timeless. I don't do specific dates. I don't do specific time frames. It's just whatever is going to be brought to you is going to be relevant to you. You could come back to this in 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years, 20 years if it's still available. And it could be relevant for you at that time. Okay. Because I have also found that to be accurate. I'm not going to say true because I don't think that's a real word. Kind of. It is, but it's flexible. That's a whole different rabbit hole. Anyway. Okay, so I'm asking if I need to move on to the reading. I'm being told no, so I'm asking what else is it that you need me to talk about? Rabbit holes. The exploration of rabbit holes is going to be important. When you go down a rabbit hole, they make you uncomfortable. If they don't, then it's not a rabbit hole. All right. You might be gathering information that you already know about, but if it's something that makes you uncomfortable, that's a real freaking rabbit hole. Been down a few, and I think there are a lot more that people don't want to really acknowledge or talk about at this point because they say, oh, it makes me uncomfortable. Well, get used to it, sucker, because there's some really bad shit going on down out there right now. Right now. I don't care what uh, yeah, somebody just yeah, somebody's asking me about the Elon Musk thing. Somebody posted something that Elon Musk doesn't run any of his companies. He's an actor and a figurehead, a composite. He does not run SpaceX, Tesla, etc. These are all projects by our rulers. He is the face. She's I just need to copy it. Oh, geez, Louise. I just need to copy. Copy. Just copied a post about Elon. All right. So I would encourage everyone to kind of double check, double think, rethink, take a step back on what you think is relevant to you. I don't want to say this, but this is what I'm told. It's relevant to you and to your survival. That's kind of an ominous thought. Eee. All right. So I'm all about solutions. There's all this shite about holy cannoli. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm getting a lot of doing, doing, doing. All right, I'm gonna have to close this while I'm doing this. Okay, it's just fake book. Anyway, we're being promised that there's no more what do you call it, shenanigans or whatever. Um, Censorship. Anyway, I squeezed some orange juice today. This is what we all need is a little bit of sunshine in our life, and we need to kind of bring it in. Just saying, bring it in. Excuse me. But yeah, this whole idea of our being fixated on these public figures and on these individuals that are what we feel as, oh, we gotta follow them, they're the ones who have the solutions. Sorry, this is it. This is it. There's the solution. Look in the freaking mirror. We are the solution, and we need to start realizing that and picking up our little gauntlets. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I just mean it right now. Our gauntlets are pretty freaking small. But once we gather enough of them and meld them and forge them together, oh, we're going to be pretty powerful. We are powerful. But until we start doing the work and taking the action and moving forward with what we need to do, that's the only way to make it happen. So I'm asking Spirit right now, what is it that we need to do to help us take a hold, take grasp, manifest? All three of those. Okay, all three of those things. Take hold and manifest. I'm trying to simplify. And Something about it's not just about us, it's about everything, not just animals and what we realize is in this particular realm. Fractionally, don't like that word, but that's what I'm told. It's all these different, oh, so things have been fractured and we're meant to be the healers, the melders. Any other words? Like a melting pot. They used to call the United States a melting pot of all these different countries, and that may have been a step. Don't know if that's accurate, but it was like a melting pot. I can go off into a whole nother thing, but I'm okay. So the whole idea is then what do we need what do we need to do to make this come to fruition for all? And I'm gonna repeat what I said to clear the board. I've already, kind of meditated on my board is right over there. All right. I'm working on getting a little bit better setup. It might be in the near future. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to switch the camera over. I didn't do that last time. I got to switch the camera over and we'll figure it out, right? Because this is all about, I know it's twitchy, a little mofo. But I guess the idea is that there's like this need. I'm going to see my little hand come over. There's a need for some cohesiveness, there's another word, and I've not been given it yet. I'm going to try and get the microphone down, but it's not really cohesiveness. It's more like, again, okay, so I'm being given a melding, not melting, but melding, melding in English. All right. So here's what I like to say, and then this is not something that I've said a little bit about it, but typically I say prior to recording is that there is a field of one, and from the unified field, from the original thought, from the original word, from the original source, we are clearly seeing, we are clearly hearing, we are clearly speaking, all for the highest good. So this is the, for lack of a better way of putting it, the incantation, the blessing, what is meant to tie us into what we need to hear, because everybody has their own ritual, and I know people have issues with the English language and the words, etc. I think that, when you talk to a baby, the baby says ba 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 ba. All right. And later on, the baby is going to say papa. Do you know what I mean? So there's a progression of language. I don't think this is a regression. I think this is a I didn't even think about that. Thank you so much. So this is about manifesting success. But I think you kind of get the idea for the language, for the idea of what we need to be looking for. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone's input. I've gotten a lot of input from a lot of different people this week. Very much appreciated. Very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. So this is not necessarily about our money, because I know a lot of this is also about manifesting success and whatever success means for you, because not everybody is in this. I'm going to use the word game. I should have said 4-letter word. Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, so this is it right here for this particular deck. And I'm told reverse order. And before I do reverse order, I am going to take another sip of my orange juice. I had some fresh oranges and I squeezed them and they, oh my gosh, it's the best ever. So pardon me if I indulge myself. So this is treasure. And the treasure is that not necessarily money per se, but worry-free finances. If you're feeling a bit pinched right now, there should be a situation where we are going to be encountering a time where we're going to be able to have the support in reserve. And I know it says money, but I don't think it's necessarily money. I think it's meant to bring out a hidden talent. Look at that. It's more than just money. This is about manifesting success. This is not necessarily about the size of your bank account. This is about reserves. This is about not only reserves, but we're also going to have the ability, it's up to each one of us, to have an excess. We're going to need the maturity to be able to manage this. That's kind of fun. It's going to come at the right time. Someone in power intercedes on your behalf. Holy shite. So I immediately had someone come into my awareness that this would mean for me, but you need to pick someone or realize or manifest who that someone is. And not necessarily determine who it is, but realize that when it happens, that intercession on your behalf should be acknowledged with grace and appreciation. So here's the kicker. All right. So what you want, and I mean what we want, comes in divine timing. So don't push it. I know I have been a big, I've had a lot of issues with kind of being impatient. And this card is asking us to be patient because we should know that it comes in divine timing. Hey, I literally heard move on. All right, so this is what we have to look forward to. All right. Cup. It is a cup, overflowing, prosperity, full or empty account. So here's the deal. When you have a full account, that means that you have spent what you needed and now you are able to put more in reserve. If you have an empty account, that means you have spent what is needed to accomplish in eventuality that overflowing prosperity. If it's something that you're looking for your career, which I don't feel like that's the main premise of this particular reading, but a taking care of business fulfilled. It says nurturer here, but I kind of feel like that you are being nurtured. When we have this cup, we are being nurtured. This is almost like an ace of cups in the Rider-Waite. I like that cup. That's cool. Abundance, easy money, divine intervention. If you have a career or career minded, you are going to have an easier. So this is air related. So air is more like thoughts and words. And to make this work, you need to work on we need to work on our thoughts and our words, our self-talk. So we're going to be able to accomplish these other things, but only if we heed the lightness and the delicate aspects of the feather. Okay, so it's air related. It might mean that you're going to have to go on a plane ride. Not my choice. But it's undecided. So it's something that you may be weighing out. And it's also related to travel. And I like how I like how this card says air on one line and below it says travel. So that's why I picked up maybe on the air travel. I personally don't like the idea of doing air travel, but that may be okay for you. You may have enough defenses up that you could do some long distance air travel. Oh, there's a lot here. I don't usually get this long. Starting over, saving up, resources, nest egg. So I think too, with this whole thing of This says an empty account. This might mean that we're resaving. We're tapping into resources. I don't want to say retapping. That sounds like kind of silly, but it might be something for someone. But it's also, oh my God, healthcare, new opportunities, and insurance. I think that to me says you're very protected. We are all very protected. But then again, don't take undue risks. Healthcare, anybody who knows my background or knows a little bit about me, that is my background. And it is not just healthcare, but it's mental health care. So that might be something very relevant for someone. All righty. And your home feeds your soul. Work from home. Start your own business. Stop the rat race. So one of the things I think that I had talked about earlier before reading the cards was about our being able to detach from what is being presented to us. I don't even know how to really word this without, you know what? Feck it. You know, we're in a situation where we need to detach from centralized everything. And in order for you to do that, or all of us to do that, is we need to have something that's more home based. And we need to have something that we can support ourselves in. And I think this speaks very largely of that. So, home based, your home feeds your soul, 100%. Work from home. I absolutely loved it when I was working from home. This may not be for everyone, but this is definitely what you feel, that zing that's in your gut that runs up your spine to the back of your head. You know that is for you. Take the appropriate steps. It doesn't mean quit your feckin' job. It means that you need to take the steps to accomplish this. It doesn't happen overnight. 100%. I know this. 100%. Thank you so much. I am so appreciative because I absolutely adore this deck. It's got this beautiful, shiny, I don't know if you can see that. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. But anyway, all right. One of the other cool things that happened this week, I think I mentioned it earlier, was realizing my son is reading cards. And I'm trying to get him to come on and work with me on this. It would be so much fun. He works with animals. So I said, well, if that's what you do, let's get you involved with reading for animals. It's just kind of a weird thing, but for me, it's weird. I mean, for other people, it's not weird. It's not weird. It's just what it is, right? It's just what it is. For some reason, I've been really motivated to go out and fill the bird feeders with food and what do you call it? Like suet cakes and that sort of thing. I have a small backyard, but there's cornfields back there, so we get a lot of birds. We get a lot of different kinds of birds, songbirds. Of course, they're not really singing a whole lot. It's been very gray here in Michigan. It's not been very pleasant as far as the weather goes, but I am super happy that I have a position that I am able to buy food for the wildlife. I find empty corn cobs in the backyard, and I know it's someone who is feeling or feeding the squirrels. There are a lot of squirrels and what do you call it? Chipmunks here where I'm at. Right. So these were okay. So these were flipped up, and I don't know this deck as well, although I think it's absolutely stunning. Balance, temperance, equality. It's and to me, this is more of within self, within your life. It's the balance between action, thought, and emotion. But it means change because 4 and 1 is 5, and that to me says change. It also means here as a segue that we need to speak up. But what do we need to speak? The chemistry is there. The good words are there. And that's what we need to speak. Are the good words. The good words. Yeah, you know what they say about these, right? What they're sitting on. And I think that when we take action on some of these things, there are going to be some pretty unpleasant opinions flying in our direction. There might be some authoritative pushback. And the word stodgy, beyond traditional, sternness. Why? You know what? This is maybe just for me, but look at this dude's hand. I don't know. This might have something to do with the heart. And having this as not taking it to heart, that other people might be taking it to heart as to what we're trying to manifest, and they're voicing their opinions. Don't let that push you off to the side. Remember that you need to remain balanced, right? You need to remain balanced with that. Because it's going to go quick. Take a nap. If you need a nap, if they're burning you out, take a nap. Take a nap. Take a nap. Oh, I'm always so grateful for all of this. Once is good enough. All right. And like I said, these are hard for me to handle because I don't have big hands. My hands are quite small, so it's a challenge for me to get through these. But we're always grateful. The sun is down here now in the Midwest, and where I'm at anyway, the skies turned gray at sunset or just shortly before. We had a couple hours of sunshine, so take your vitamin D. All righty. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? You're gonna have to figure something out. Holy crap. Pardon me. And I when I use this deck, I typically have it so it's non-traditional. Even though it's based on Rider Waite, this is the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is very fiery. Impulsivity. But if we play it right, this is very divine. It's divinely led and very grounded. Because look at the star. If you follow that line down on the star, it goes all the way down into the earth. It touches the side of the beast, but it's all the way down into the floor. It's going to make major changes, and I know a lot of people don't like the Tower card. I absolutely love it because that means there is change afoot. Tower just means like sudden unexpected change, so that might be on our horizon. Oh my gosh. Whatever it is, we are going to have to tap into our Empress energy. The Empress is a lady of abundance. She is pregnant with the harvest and ready to give birth. Wow. There is strength. Woo. Okay, yeah. So there is, I'm getting a lot of push on this. So there is a lot of strength. So this is a Leo card. Yeah, and there's a lion face. So there is going to be a reattachment with our strength, our earthy strength. Okay. So oh my God. So six of, because I can see the other card already. Sorry. So 6 of Wands. We are the head. They don't see us as the head, whoever they is in your life. But there is support from the divine, the angels, the etherical beings, the ones that we see and don't see. But it's the 6 of Wands. So it's fiery. For me, it's fiery. Again, when it comes to this deck, it's really hard for me to see traditional. This to me said this is a freaking fire light your feet. If you had 6 feet, them 6 feet would be on fire, right? But with all of this passion, there comes the emotion. of the Queen of Cups. And sometimes she's kind of pissy and oversensitive. She kind of looks that way here, doesn't she? But I don't feel that. I feel that she's very much in touch with that. I feel she's very connected to this Empress. So again, don't call attention to your weaknesses because we all have them. And I have a deck here. It's off camera if I could grab it, and hopefully I'll be able to find it. It's where there is that version of the Five of Pentacles is really coming into mind. Here it is. Here it is. Right, that was quick. Thank you. So look at this. Don't think of yourself here. That's what it means. Don't call attention to your weaknesses. Realize that you are warm. Realize that you are well fed. Realize that you are well taken and well looked after. It's only those who don't realize that all they have to do is take a few steps over. And these three would be more than willing to share the bounty in that cold world. Right? So we have to take advantage of that. So what I'm getting off of this is we have two choices in this world. And I know, again, this is not traditional, whatever. But this is two, and they're identical. And they're looking at this planet, and it really speaks of their going into deep thought and making a decision. I think we're all in a place, I don't want to say precipice, but we're all in a place of needing to make a decision, whatever that may mean for you at this time. You know what I mean? So let's get some clarification on that. For the overall energy for all of this, to help with guidance, fruition, to make it happen for the interest and the best interest of all, please and thank you. These are brilliant. So what would be the best, the most productive, the most helpful for all of us, for each of us? Because it's like this individuation thing. It's like separateness together. That's the only way I can really put it. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull this energy card. And then there's all right, maybe two, maybe three if I can get the message on this other deck that you can't see. Fertility. We have more than we need. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So we have whatever we need. We have all that we need within us to accomplish what needs to be accomplished, whether it's for ourselves or with another. Okay. It's not going to be this deck because this is a freaking fun deck. This is a blend of two decks. Thank you. We would like to know, what is it? This last bit of advice that the field of one, the unified field, can hand us. I would like to go more, but I'm saying, no, stop. Oh my God. All right. We need to make a decision. We need to get off our tuchus and move. That doesn't necessarily mean a physical move, but a move of the mind and make a decision. Take it to the next step. Take it to the next level. Thank you so much. I am ever so grateful. Let me bring the whole shenanigans back over here. I will close the board out after I switch over the camera just so you can had that realization. And thank you so much. I appreciate everyone. I've gotten so much positive feedback on Facebook and on some of the other platforms. I am so very grateful for everyone. Sorry for the twitchy camera. Maybe that's just like some kind of weird representation of me. I'm kind of twitchy, maybe. I don't know. Just saying. But anyway, I wish everyone the best of everything, and it's up to each and every one of us